Well, hello. So today I have what I guess you would call a comic book haul. I'm going to pick out a couple issues that I have. I'm going to tell you a little bit about them, and I'm recommending them to you because I happen to love comic books. I think of anything in the world, I would consider myself a comic book nerd. I patiently wait for all the movies. I look up all the issues and I read them. I keep up with all the storylines. I am a huge fan. I am mainly a DC fan, but I do have a lot of Marvel storylines that I love. So there are a couple of Marvel characters in here. So hopefully you'll love these characters and these stories as much as I do. But before we get into that, I have to show you something. So I got this. It's a Batman coloring book, which is amazing. But if you don't have me on Instagram, go follow me. I'll put my my name and my Twitter and everything down in the description like I do in all my videos. But I colored a picture last night, and I am quite proud of it. It's my Batman, as you can see. I happen to think he looks badass. Just saying. But yeah, I also have my Batman cup. You know, very ready for today's video. So let's get into it with our first issue. Okay, so first we have the Avengers XMen. Now, it's a 2012 crossover that prompts a lot of characters' returns, mainly Phoenix Force. It started as a 12-issue monthly series that it started in April of 2012. It was then spanned by 4 more issues, which was the series Avengers XMen. I read it once before. Like I said, I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but I really enjoyed this story. And I do have some notes in front of me because I do have a couple of key things about like the issues that I want to point out. But I'd like to show you some of the art. Like this page right here is just beautiful. I mean, the art is amazing. The action is really good. You get some really good Cap moments. You get some really good Iron Man moments. This is just one of the issues, but if you feel like buying the original 12 that this was all based on, and then if you also want to get the following 4 issues of XMen, I would totally do that. I did read through it once. I read through like the whole series, I think maybe once, something like that. And I like it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge Avengers fan. I usually prefer Justice League, but I definitely think this was great as far as Marvel goes, and I think it was a really good story. So definitely go check that out. If not, you can find them online. You don't have to go buy them. I personally buy them because I'm weird. I like having them. But yeah, you can go online. You can find them if you really want to enjoy them. But let's move on to the next issue, which I'm very excited about. Okay, so this issue is Batman Arkham City Endgame. This comic book I bought at a comic convention with my friend Chuck before he passed away. We had gone together and the cover had caught my eye. I had never seen it before. And it is not part of the universe. It's part of like, it's kind of more part of like the Arkham City games, because the issue itself, it talks about the events following what happened at Arkham City, which leads up to the Harley Quinn DLC. So let's see if we can find some of the art. Like the art, of course, I mean, it's just gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. As always, Batman has some of my favorite artwork. You know, it's very dark, it's very gritty, but it's beautiful. I love it. We have Derek Fridlofs and Jason Sean Alexander. They are the ones that created this. And I loved it. The first time I read it, I'm a huge fan. It pulls everything so nicely together between the after events and the Harley Quinn DLC. So go pick that up. It's issue number 1, Batman Arkham City Endgame. Totally worth it. And just in case you're curious, I wonder who did this one. So in case you want to look them up, Kieran Gillen and Jim Chuang is the penciler. The inkers of the X-Men, the Avengers vs. X-Men, is Mark Roslin, Mark Morales, Jim Chuang, which were all the inkers. If I'm pronouncing the names wrong, I'm sorry. The letters in production, VC's Joe Caramanga, David Curell is the colorist, and then you have obviously more. There's tons of people, but those are some of the names in case you want to look them up. Let's go to the next issue. Alright, This one is a little funny. I got this when I used to work at a book warehouse where we used to pack books and used to be able to buy the books. And I had seen this issue and I thought it was great, so I had to buy it. It is called Deadpool Soul Hunter. And pretty much a demon hires Deadpool to collect damned souls. Which, I mean, that's amazing. That should be something that he should be doing always. I feel like that's something that would suit Deadpool very well. I'm surprised that hasn't become what he does. But, and to make matters worse, Deadpool discovers his feminine side. And of course, there's some Spidey action, which everybody loves. And honestly, I think my favorite part of this entire, I guess you would call it a graphic novel, is really that the art. It's so beautiful. The issue, it's such a beautiful, beautiful comic. I mean, like, every panel is just so nicely done and so well put together. And I think the story is amazing. And having, you know, Deadpool go around and collecting these damn souls, I think it's great. I'm so into it. And I just, like, let me see if I can find, there's a specific page I'm looking for of art that was just so good. Here, this is it. I mean, just the coloring alone is just so good. It's so beautiful. It's a wonderful looking comic. Now, let me see. It says on the front, one of the most original and fun to read comics, which I think is always true when it comes to Deadpool, because he's just one of those people that's just fun to read. Gary Duggan and Brian Posson wrote it. Scott Hoblish and Mike Hawthorne are the artists. They did number 7 and 8 through 12, because there are a couple of issues here. Like, if you look, I'll show you on the inside cover. There are more issues that are a part of this little universe. Val Staples is one color artist. John Lucas is an additional inks. Just check it out if you want something fun, something funny. You know, Deadpool's always good for a laugh, so I would say totally check it out. But let's move on to the next issue. Okay, this comic book right here, I mean, I gotta, hold on. I had to take a sip of coffee for this, because this is probably one of the most popular, not the most, one of the most popular Batman titles in the world, which is Frank Miller's Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. This book, oh my God, this is like the Killing Joke for me, because I love this book. This book is my entire childhood, as well as The Killing Joke and Death in the Family, things like that, and it definitely falls in the category with those three of being like one of the greatest Batman stories of all time. Now, the story takes place of a retired Bruce who's older, but he has to come out of retirement to be Batman one more time. And I have my notes, by the way, because they're, like I said, I love comic books, but I forget stuff too. So when I do certain things, I want all my facts to be where I want them to be. So I do take notes sometimes, just in case. You never know. But, yeah, in 1987, Frank Miller wrote Year One to companion this book, because this was supposed to be speculated as Batman's last adventure as Batman, since he was technically retired, and he comes out as an older Bruce Wayne to be Batman one more time. So Frank Miller decided to mirror that and write Year One, which, if you haven't read Year One, if you haven't seen the movie Year One, go check it out. It's so good. It shows so beautifully how Bruce went from being this billionaire with kind of a promise and a dream of taking out all of this evil and this crime to being the hero that we all know and love today. And I'll just give you a couple of panels. Like here, the Joker is in this story. I don't know if any of you know that. There is another Robin who is a girl, as you can see right here. That is the new Robin right here. Got some Joker panels. Beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful work. I mean, oh my God. The art is just, it's amazing. It's just so good. Here we have this amazing, just beautiful shot of Batman in his suit. There's so much going on in this story, but it's so beautifully played out that you can't help but feel like you're actually there watching all of this go on. So honestly, I would recommend this highest out of any of the issues that are here today. But yeah, that's my personal list of comics that I would like to issue. I'm actually probably going to be going to a comic book store on Saturday, so maybe I'll vlog that. I'll take you guys with me so you can see like the process of me picking out comics, and it can feel like you guys are with me. It might be like a follow me around thing, and who knows, maybe this might become like a new thing for me, you know, picking out some issues and, you know, referencing them to you and seeing if maybe you like them. If you like this, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Shay also posted a video. You can scoot that over and do the same. In my description, I will be putting my Twitter, my Instagram, my Snapchat. Follow me, snap me things, weird stuff, DM me weird stuff. I don't care. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you, and you're beautiful, and you're all my little comic book nerds. And maybe one day we can all hang out and we can exchange some kind of, I don't know, nerdy advice to each other. But yeah, I'm gonna go before this gets weird.